Hey, thanks for stopping by Mystic Messages. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Hope everyone is doing amazing wherever you are. These messages are timeless, and keep in mind they might not apply for everyone. So if they don't apply, let them fly. You can always come back for the next. But I do encourage you to hang out because there might be something in here for you to hear. Okay, today I was receiving a message that's very specific for a group of individuals out there. I don't know how many need to hear this message, but it needs to get out to a few individuals. Okay, and the message is you are being guided to leave. Okay. I don't know. Again, I don't know who this is for. I don't know what your situation is. I'm feeling something concerning a job, something concerning a group or a family situation. Another is a living space, an environment, a neighborhood, a location, an environment that you need to move away from. Now, you're going to know this message is for you because you've been receiving downloads. You've been receiving all bits of information, okay? And you've been ignoring them, okay? They've been coming through in various ways. They've been coming through songs that you're hearing on the radio, television commercials, particular shows you're watching, and even some individuals you've been communicating with lately. I'm also hearing somebody heard something very specific to what they were thinking when they were standing in line in the grocery store, whatever that means. Whoever that's for, you'll know who it is. That message that's just further confirmation that this message is for you. The person who received the message in the standing online in the grocery store. Okay, you were receiving a download and you were unaware. Okay, and actually the message was coming from the cashier, is what I'm feeling. Okay, so the person who received the message from the cashier, that was in response to something you've been pandering or considering. That was the divine speaking to you. Okay, a lot of us are unaware when the divine speaks to us. Okay, we expect, like, I've mentioned this before. Many of us, because of television and movies, we expect these huge signs like burning bushes and lightning coming from the sky and all kinds of things. It's not the way we receive messages, okay? And that was the biggest um, lie that we were brought up upon. There are messages and everything if you're open to receiving them, okay? But you have to be open. You know, no one can, make you, excuse me, make you follow the guidance being offered, okay? It's up to us. We have free will to do what we want. So for those of you who know, who've been, you've been feeling this deep down in your heart, you know that you have to leave. I'm going to have to find a better beard than this because this is not working. Excuse me. Sorry for the interruption. I have to keep the beard on, unfortunately, because I have been guided to, keep my myself kind of private. Okay. So, if you're wondering why I wear, I wore certain masks from the beginning, and I've explained that in the beginning. A lot of it is because these messages are not about me, and it's out of respect for the spiritual world who gives me the messages that I receive, and also it's also to protect my identity because this is not about me. This is about the individuals who are watching this video right now. Okay, but I digress, and I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry for the interruption. So let's continue. Where were we? What I was saying is you have free will. You have free will to do what you want. You don't have to follow what I'm saying. You don't have to follow the guidance you're receiving. But again, this is basically a confirmation message for you. Okay. Some of you, all of you who I've been speaking to right now have been contemplating a decision of leaving a particular place. You know that you need to go. You've been given all the signs. This is why things seem to be stagnant in your life. This is why things are not working properly for you, and you're wondering why. You're being held back by this environment. You need to change this environment, change this situation. When you do, the universe is going to respond to you and provide you with what you need. But you have to be willing to put in the work, and you got to take the first step. Okay. And it could be scary. I get that. Taking first steps and doing something new is scary, especially when it's something you never did before. For example, when I first started this channel, I was scared shitless when I was being guided to create this channel. I didn't know what to do. This is not my forte. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know where I was going. But I kept getting the message, and everywhere I was going, kept receiving messages over and over again. Through my own downloads, through commercials, through things I was watching, through other individuals out there that kept, giving me repeated messages that I was, trying to ignore because I didn't want to do this because I was afraid. Okay, I was afraid to put myself out there. I was afraid to, utilize my gifts in this way. I was fearful of it. I was camera shy. This was something that I never thought I was going to be able to do. So if that can encourage someone out there to give you the strength to move on, I hope that that story helps you. My sharing that. I hope that it helps you to move on, to give you the strength to show you that you can do. Everything is possible, and God is not going to ask you. The divine, the universe, whoever you resonate with, the Most High, is not going to ask of us anything that they don't think we're capable of doing. Like I said, I didn't think I was capable of doing this, but here I am. I'm doing it. And again, the information I get and the things that I speak about, a lot of it comes from my downloads. It wasn't, formally trained in any of this. Everything comes to me from a download. Okay, I received downloads from the divine. I've been psychic since childhood. I've received information since childhood. I'm just now utilizing it in a different way, and there's something that I'm meant to do, and that's to bring these messages forward to people who need to hear them, and to hopefully get people back on track and help them be less afraid and give them their faith back, and to show them a new way. Okay, and that's for everyone out there. That even includes the cross watchers out there. There's hope for you that you can change too. But who knows? You know, I don't condone what dark individuals do. I don't condone low vibrational behavior. I don't judge it either because it's not my place. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to keep my mouth shut and allow lower vibrational individuals, whoever they might be, to go out there and continue to think that they can get away with things. Not that's what part of my mission is to expose these things for the divine. Many people have thought they have been getting away with things for years, and especially to the individuals I'm speaking to. You have been oppressed by these very same individuals. Okay, this is why it's time for you to stand up. This is your time, and this is your window, your door of opportunity being open because cycles are closing. Okay, if you don't take this opportunity now, you're going to have to wait for the next cycle. And again, it's your choice. I really would hate to see anyone to have to be delayed any further because I know what that's like to be delayed, and it sucks. So try to find the strength if you can. Look for the courage. Again, it's your choice. You have free will to do what you want. You know, again, it's up to you. So hopefully, like I said, the people who need to hear this message receive it. I want to thank everyone again for stopping by, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.